Made by people like you.
Your community.
Your radio.
Your Preston FM.
Now, employees across Lancashire are being offered the opportunity to get their own back on their bosses by organising the Capture for Charity. What a brilliant idea that sounds. And to tell me more, on the phone is Helen Noble. Helen is fundraiser at Action for Children. So, Helen, a very good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Huey. How are you?
I'm absolutely fine, but some people with a strange sense of humour has suggested that you should do this with radio presenters.
Yes, I think you would be an ideal candidate, definitely. You would love it.
Yes, but Helen, what I would be worried about, especially at home, is that nobody would pay the ransom.
Well, that's what a lot of people are saying, that you could actually lock your boss up and then you actually pay to keep them locked up for even longer, really, rather than pay for them to be released, and then the charity make even more money.
Well, before we talk about this, Helen, tell us a little about Action for Children.
Okay. Well, Action for Children were founded in 1869, so we have been going a long time. Some people might recognise us as National Children's Home or NCH, but nowadays all our work is done in the community. We have over 600 services across the UK, and we work with over 300,000 vulnerable children every year. We offer them a lot of services to protect them from neglect and abuse. We offer support services for disabled children and also youngsters who are homeless or if they've left the care system. And we also have adoption and fostering work as well. We do have lots of services in the northwest and Lancashire. And in Lancashire at the moment, across the area, we're running our Strengthening Families programme, which is where parents can come on the programme and find out a bit more about how to care for their children and basically bring them up and guide them, really.
And that's a project, is that now underway across the northwest?
It is. It's across Lancashire. It's called Strengthening Families, and they're basically parenting courses for vulnerable families who are struggling to cope, and they're being held at various venues across Lancashire.
And I take it, Helen, with all the services, the worthwhile services that Action for Children undertake, I would imagine then that fundraising is paramount in keeping the services going.
It certainly is, yeah. The more money we raise, the more children we can help. It's as simple as that, really. Every year we try and raise as much as we possibly can. And for that we rely on the public as well as we have long-standing supporters, but we also rely on the public. Many people might not have heard of us. That's where we struggle. So the more new people we can get on board to support us, the better, really. We'd love to hear from you.
Yes. Do you think it's probably the change of name? Because when you said to me the former name, I didn't realise that name was no longer there and that now you were Action for Children.
Absolutely. Well, we don't advertise, so I think the name we have at the moment, Action for Children, it sort of does what it says on the tin, whereas National Children's Home, or NCH, was a bit misleading because we don't have the old-fashioned children's homes anymore. We do have a small amount of residential care, but it's not like it was, so it's misleading to really say National Children's Homes now. We are Action for Children, but again, because we don't advertise, and certainly not on mainstream TV and things, our profile is quite low, really.
And I understand now that you've also, apart from all the other brilliant services that you have, you've now got a team of boss snappers around.
Well, we're hoping to, yes, and we're hoping to sort of add to the atmosphere because it's so close to Halloween. It might be a bit spooky there as well. It's the week before Halloween, so we're going to try and make it as atmospheric as possible. It'll be a really fun event, and also, of course, it's good publicity if you want to promote your company or your business. Why not get captured for charity and do a bit of networking and get a bit of publicity as well, because obviously we're hoping to get the event in the papers afterwards as well.
So you're really going to be putting all these bosses, even the nice ones, you're going to be casting them in the cells up there at Lancaster Castle, is that right?
Yep, even the nice ones. There's no length we won't go to raise some money for the children. So even the nice bosses are going to be captured. And they might get, we will feed them at the end. So if they're really nice, we might give them some extra food or something. And of course, they're not going to be released until the ransom is paid, I understand. Yeah, it's a minimum of £250 each. If people can raise that. But if you've got a lot of contacts or you work for a big company with a lot of employees, it's amazing how it mounts up, and we'll help you as much as we can. We'll support you in trying to do that. But it will be good fun. And as you said, the money will then go, of course, back into supporting the services of Action for Children. Yep, absolutely. All the money we raise will go towards the work of Action for Children. So it's a fantastic cause, and there's lots and lots of children and young people out there that need our help. So take us through then how this is going to work, Helen. If someone then makes contact with you. Yeah, if they make contact with me in the first instance, I will then set them up. I'll get them registered for the event. I'll be in touch with all the information they need and the itinerary for the morning. It is just a morning event, so it won't be an all-day thing. You don't have to set aside a whole day, unless you don't raise anything, and then we'll just leave you there. But no, I'm only kidding. It is only till lunchtime. So it's not a full day out of the working day. And we'll obviously meet and greet you at the castle, but you'll have all the information beforehand, so you'll know exactly what to do and what to bring. And we'll give you a good time as well as raising money, because fundraising should be fun, shouldn't it? Of course. And I mean, Lancaster Castle really is very atmospheric, particularly for anybody who's not been there. And of course, it was a former prison, so... Yeah, well, that's why we thought it would be an ideal venue, because it was only 2011 that it stopped being used as a prison. So there's lots and lots of history there, and of course, a lot of people know that the famous Pendle witches were tried at Lancaster Castle. So you've got those connections as well, and as I said, with Halloween coming up, it ties in quite nicely, really. It certainly does. So, Helen, again, give us all the contact details where people can go and find out more and contact you. Well, my phone number at the office is 01925 850 856, or you can email me at helen.noble, that's Noble, helen.noble, at actionforchildren, all one word, .org.uk, or you can go on the Action for Children website, and the event is featured on there. If you click on the Get Involved tab and search for the event, and contact me that way. And I will follow this, Helen, because there could be a possibility after the event we may need to start another charity for all the bosses that nobody wants back. Yeah, we might have to start a benevolent fund for the rejected bosses. That's a very good idea. I'll leave that to you. Okay, I'll take on that one then, Helen. Okay. It sounds a brilliant way of raising money for such a good cause, for Action for Children. So I certainly hope you get a lot of response. And thanks, Huey. Look forward to talking to you in the future. Thank you for that, Helen. Thank you. Thanks for having me on the show. Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye. Bye.
For all the latest community news and events,
103.2 Preston FM.
Your community, your radio.